I very much appreciate being a member of the Triratna Buddhist order for many reasons. I think I do believe that the Buddhist path is essentially collective. I think in the West sometimes we can have quite an emphasis on the individual and my own psychology and my own life and how can I be happy and so on. But as my practice deepens, I'm much more aware of how it's all about relationship. You know, how do I affect other people, how do they affect me, and how can I be a force for good in the world in terms of all those interactions with people around me. So being part of a community where I can be walking the path alongside other people with common ideals and values, so we can work out how to do it collectively. I really value that. There's the whole bodhicitta idea, the will to enlightenment, that it's something that arises collectively, it doesn't arise in the individual. And I really have a very strong sense of that, because I don't think that can arise if one's very preoccupied with self. I don't think it can happen. So we obviously have to work on ourselves, but then somehow go beyond self. And in order to go beyond self, you have to be with other. Otherwise it's an abstract. So in the order, I am with other, working on that interface of how can I overcome my addiction, let's call it that, my addiction to self, with others. And I very often taste that at all the gatherings, particularly on conventions. I've had some amazing sort of moments on conventions where it does feel as if there's something other happening around me and within me. Very, very inspiring, you know, very joyful. I can't explain what it is, but there's something that could not happen if I was a singular Buddhist trying to lead a life as a single Buddhist, preoccupied with my own happiness. I want to be happy, I want to be well. It just wouldn't happen. So I very, very much value Bhante's emphasis on this collective arising of something that I think then pours out into the world. That's the kind of sense I have. It pours out as a benevolent current into the world to make the world a better place in some mysterious way that I can't articulate. Yeah. So I appreciate that. I also very much appreciate the way, I don't know if this is explicit in Bhante's teachings, but certainly the way I experience fellow order members, and hopefully myself, is we just become more and more ordinary as we practice. So I love the way there isn't loads about sort of status and sitting on high benches and all that sort of thing that you sometimes get in other traditions. We're just a bunch of human beings doing our best, trying to tread the path. And when I look at people I really admire and respect in the order, I see them as extraordinarily ordinary. You know, there's like a peeling away of wanting to be something special. That all just sort of falls away and you're just left with, well, this is who I am. I'm doing my best. I'm sure I've got faults, but an ability to more and more sort of occupy one's own being, one's own body, one's own sort of flow towards the goal. You know, that I really love that, and that gives me huge confidence. I don't think I'd want to be part of an order if I looked at people who were more experienced than me and there was some kind of status going on or some kind of pretense. I couldn't be part of an order like that. But I love the way the order is founded on lack of pretense, lack of persona, lack of trying to be anything. And I find that very, very inspiring. Being part of a community of extraordinarily ordinary human beings on the path.